Welcome everyone, my name is Jacob. Thank you for joining me. This is my dehydrator. It's running right now, and I thought I'd talk with you a little bit about the off season and how you can do some backcountry food prep in preparation for the fall hunting season, or even for family vacations if you're doing camping trips, that sort of thing. I mean, a peak refuel is somewhere between 12 and 15 bucks a pop. What I've got here, I spent 35 bucks. I've got 8 meals going, and that's about a little over $4 a meal. And honestly, I like my meals better because I prepared them with my own venison or my own elk, and then I don't, these things are loaded with salt and maybe other preservatives. So I'll share with you my recipe, and I did about 5 pounds of meat. I did mix some venison with some lamb. Lamb has a little bit higher fat content, and I think that's nice, gives it a nice flavor. And so 5 pounds of meat. I did 2 pounds of this organic quinoa and brown rice. I like this because it has a carb mix, but quinoa has some protein as well. I did 4 zucchini squash chopped up. And I did, I think, 2 pounds of mushrooms. I like mushrooms a lot. I also did some seasoning, and I put some other vegetables that we had in the fridge, some diced sweet potatoes that had already been cooked. I threw those in there. Some roasted cabbage. I threw that in there. I mean, you can really do whatever you want in terms of a recipe, something that you think that you like. I try to mix a meat with some sort of carb. Pasta is obviously a good option. I would not do pesto because pesto is such a high fat. It's like a cheese. Any type of cheese isn't going to dehydrate well, or it's going to take days to dehydrate. And if it does, it's not going to be very good, or it won't dehydrate and will spoil your meal. So I wouldn't do pesto or cheese. But that was sort of the rough recipe. Now let's take a look at what I've got. So here you go. This is almost done. You can see some of the sweet potatoes, some of the cabbage, the rice and meat. It pretty much all looks the same at this point because it's all shriveled up. This cost about 300 bucks. It's well worth it. I've made a billion meals out of it. I make fruit leathers with it. Once everything's dried up, I'll use a sealer like this, and with some bags, and seal that up. Throw it in the refrigerator, and that way it keeps it well. You don't have to put it in the refrigerator, but I tend to do that just to make sure it doesn't get warm and grow bacteria and all that. But ultimately, when I'm out in the field, I'll warm it up in my jet boil, let it simmer. It takes, let it boil, let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, and then continue to stir it, maybe fire it up a couple extra times. Throw a pack of olive oil in there. Really get that. Oh, it's just delicious. And can't recommend it enough. Hope that's helpful. Best of luck this season. Get yourself a dehydrator, and look forward to connecting again soon. All the best.